has changed. I am complete. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No more heartache or pain. I am complete. Yes, I said it. My whole life has changed. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. I am. Yes, I said it, and I meant it. And my world has changed. I was poor from a dark, dark side, but now I can see again. You reached down when I needed you most. Oh, and you kept me close. Yes, I said it. My whole life has changed. Oh, yeah. No more heartache or pain. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. My whole life has changed. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. I am complete.
No longer scared to face the world with my scars out and proud. Never again will I let something hold me down. I am complete. Thanks to the help I got when I kneel down on one knee. I learned the road of life is filled with twists and turns, and if you play with fire, you will get burned. But that road I traveled and that burn I suffered, but in the end it made me tougher. Lord knows I wanted to quit and just end it all, but he told me, son, this is not where you fall, this is where you stand tall.
When I was in need, oh, I just saved me. Yes, I said it. When I was troubled, and I meant it. My whole life has changed. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. I am complete.
Welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the different levels of abuse. Today, we wanted to talk about the whole child trafficking, human trafficking, which is one of those hidden abuses, I would say. It's probably one that a lot of people probably wouldn't focus on or wouldn't think is as popular as it is. The statistics were pretty bad, pretty high statistics when it came to that. And just to give you just an example of what the human trafficking is, it's pretty much modern day slavery.
Right.
Taking someone under different circumstances and using them for sometimes, I guess, profit,
Different
sex acts, with prostitution, and with it being the school season, school time, I wanted to definitely touch on this with dealing with the children. So,
Yeah, I mean, I am sort of familiar with it because I have a friend. Well, actually, she's my cousin, and she shared a story with me that she was involved in sex trafficking. She was actually kidnapped, and she met this person online.
oh,
And whenever she got mad at her parents, she would tell him. He was an older guy, and he talked to her and gained her trust and everything. And then eventually, he told her, well, if they ever get on your nerve that so bad, you can come stay with me. And she's young, she's a child. and she, she fed into that.
Yeah.
Her mother and father made her angry. She left. She decided she was leaving and go to live with her friend that offered her to come. He picks her up, takes her there. And when she got there, he had her in his basement. He kept her in his basement, tied up, for months. And back then, they had the children on the back of the milk cartons.
Right.
She was one of those children that were on back of the milk carton because she was missing and everything. And she went into everything that he did to her. He did feed her. He would feed her rice, and he would just throw her stuff like she was an animal. And he raped and did everything that he possibly could do to her.
Wow.
And it was like, it was devastating. The story that she told me, it was really, really devastating. But she is now, I mentioned her before. Her name is Shauna Dove, my cousin. Shout out to Shauna.
Hey, Shauna.
She is a survivor of molestation, incest, and domestic violence. She wears many tags. And now she has a ministry in her church, and she's doing really well for domestic violence and sex trafficking and all this stuff. She helps the youth a lot.
Wow.
So that this is a heavy subject, but it's not talked about, I don't think, as much as it should be.
No.
So I'm glad this is a subject we're discussing today.
And we'll definitely continue talking about it throughout the year, because, like I said, especially with school back in and things like that, and not only around the school time that does this happen,
Right.
but we definitely want to keep it in the focus, because, like I said, it's one of those ones that's kind of underground, hidden.
Right.
We don't really talk about it. We probably don't think of it as much as something that even happens in the United States, and that's pretty much a myth. Because it does, you just said.
Yeah.
And I'll have to say this to the parents. When it comes to your child, and we said this on a couple shows, notice your child's behaviors.
Right.
Notice if they were always the bubbly or the talkative child, and then all of a sudden they kind of go into this shell, and they stay out of the sights of family and things like that,
Right.
and they don't want to participate. Put some notice on that. Talk to your children and see what's really going on. Try to and if they don't feel comfortable, they don't want to share. How teens are, they get into this little mode of not wanting to share with the parents or whatever.
Right.
They rather go talk to their little friends. And like I said before, there's always that one friend that you can pull to the side, and they will give you some information.
Right.
A little piece of information that you can feed off of and dig a little deeper into what's going on with the children.
Right.
I will say this. Remember back growing up, there was always like the grandmother figure that was on the street watching everybody's child.
Oh, yeah.
She knew everybody's child's name.
That village.
Yeah.
She was
knew
one of the people that looked out for everybody.
Exactly.
Beat you if you did something, then told your mama when they got home.
and then you get another one, and then so we lost that. We don't have that anymore, where we have that person that's there watching over us. In those situations. And like I said, now we have so many single parent households.
Right.
It's unfortunate that we don't have that village anymore, like you say. We don't have that village of people who come together and watch out for the kids and watch out for each other.
And you know what? Another thing is, a lot of parents nowadays don't want anybody chastising their children.
That's so very
They're like,
true.
no, you don't say anything to my child. So
Very,
it's
very
not
true.
just that we don't have the village. It's people that are like that still, but it's people that they don't want to get, have to deal with the parents and the way people are these days. They just, they don't want anybody touching their children or saying anything to their children. So, what can you do? Another thing I wanted to mention is, as far as your children are concerned, I am the type of mother that goes on my kids' Facebook, Instagram, all of their social media. I keep an eye on my kids. My kids are grown, by the way.
Very grown. Very
And
much
guess
grown with
what?
their own children.
I'm talking about like when they
That's
were younger. Yeah, I'm not playing. Look, I still, when I want to know what's going on, I scroll because some of my kids have a habit of expressing themselves on social media. Like, why do you do that? But that's my way of knowing what's going on. I'm like, okay, I'll call them. I'll read my daughter's little
Riri's
message.
all in their business.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'll call her. What's going on? She like, Mom, what? What's going on? I read your Instagram.
yeah.
Like,
Riri's in their business. They're grown.
yeah, I mean, but you have
They're
to.
grown.
You
Yeah,
have
you
to
do.
be. And they still my kids, so I don't care if they 50.
That's true.
I'm still gonna be mama. But the thing of it is that's the way. When they were younger, I was the same way. I stayed in their business.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew, what was going on. I didn't catch everything, unfortunately, but I was on top of a lot. I was on top of a lot because, hey,
You have to be.
nosy,
And you
yeah.
have to be. And now I think as parents, we've shied away from it because now technology is taking over. So we shied away.
I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing with this technology because now they can get anything, pull up anything, do anything on this social media, but I mean on this internet and
It's
everything.
crazy.
So it is crazy, but still, like we said, pay attention.
Pay attention
to your children. Ask questions. Oh, let me see what you're doing. What are you doing? Do that because the kids, whether they say it or not, they want you to care.
Right.
They
do.
And to avoid what I mentioned earlier, which happened to my cousin, talk to your children and, be nosy in their Facebook, their Instagram. Because if I'm paying your bill, if you in my house, I don't care whether you like it or not. Let me see. Open your Facebook page. Let me look. I'm not even playing.
And then and on top of that, then I'm gonna call the provider, and we'll just shut it down completely.
If there's a problem,
Because if you have an issue with me checking something that I'm paying for,
that means
then
you're
we
doing
shut it
something
down.
that you don't have any business doing. And the worst thing that we want to happen is for anyone's children to get taken or snatched and anything like that. And it's happening a lot. It's like supposedly underground now, but it's happening so much more that it's just ridiculous. I honestly believe when I was younger, someone was going to do that to me. And I'm going to tell you why I said that. Because I was working at this grocery store. I was in my 20s. And this lady and man would come to the store regularly every day. And they were like, they seemed kind of, I'm not going to judge people, but yeah, they would come to the store every day and get in my line. And they would say things to me like, oh, you're a pretty young lady, white lady, man. And one day, the lady came by herself and she said, well, are you looking for another job? And I was like, sure, like doing what? She said, well, we're having interviews. And she never told me what. We're having interviews. She says, come such and such day, whatever. And I went. I asked my dad to take me. And something in my spirit, even then, told me, Renee, something is not right with this.
Right.
And when we pulled up there, it was at their house. It was at a house, a residence. And they probably thought I was going to come by myself.
Flag.
Exactly. So I said, Daddy, I don't think I want to do. I changed it. I don't think I want to do this. And he was like, okay, sugar. And we left. I never told him what I thought, what I was thinking. But I never saw them again after that. They never came back. They never came back to me. I never saw them again. And I believe at that time that they were talking about a lot of sex trafficking happening down there where I was living at the time. And, you just have to be really careful because
You have to be
the
very
nicest
vigilant.
people, they'll get the nicest, sweetest little lady or whoever to
Innocent,
draw you
the
in.
innocent ones.
And then, that'll be it. My parents probably wouldn't have saw me anymore or, I'd have been out on a stroll or something.
That's our Riri. you know. And
I'm just saying,
you all
like,
know, we take it seriously. We really
do.
And
I'm
I say
telling
this
you,
all the
I
time.
take it very seriously. We do.
But we have
the-
to
the-
lighten it by.
It's the realistic. It's real.
It's real.
It's real. And that's probably where I would have been. Like, you
On
know,
the stroll?
On the stroll, on the pole. Something. They
You know what? She said to stroll or the pole. You know what? See,
I mean, that's
see, this is where I just.
okay, no, we just gotta lighten it up a little bit, but this is a
We
serious
do.
matter.
It is. It's very
and
serious.
it's really heavy, and we have to, like I said, like we just said earlier, just pay attention
to your children. You really have to.
your children, because it's
Just watch some of the signs and the symptoms. And, you know, we all, as parents and working parents and single parents and things like that, we come home, we're exhausted. And sometimes, you know, the children are just, you know, in their conversation, it can be a little much. But we have to take some time. You have to set some time aside to really sit down and talk to your children. Let them know that you really are interested in what's going on with them, and that you do, you know, want to be a part of everything that they're doing and everything that they're involved in, so that they do not have to go outside of the home to find that comfort zone that they can talk to, people that they can talk to that may not be who you would prefer them to speak with. I'm funny when it comes to my children. Always want to do, you know, like sleepovers and things like that. I'm just not that parent.
I'm the sleepover mommy. I would have the kids come to my house where I knew I was going to keep an eye on them. I didn't like my children to go out. And when I did allow my daughter to one time, something happened.
See, and I'm not saying that if you feel comfortable as a parent with the friends or the neighbors or something like
No,
that.
let me tell you something. No.
That it's not okay.
No.
My concern
not.
is the people that may be coming to the house that I don't
Can
know
I say
that I haven't
this
met.
about that? This person, and I love her and I've forgiven her,
Yes.
but this person was my best friend.
Right.
And I trusted her with my child.
Right.
And this happened at my best friend's house.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could be family members' house. You just have to be real careful. I just was funny. I didn't allow my kid. My daughter couldn't come off the block till she was 17. And then she had her little sister with her when she went, because she snitched all the time. So
We do need a snitch.
I'm just
We need
real
a snitch
funny.
in the
And even though I was that way, it still happened. You know, things happen, but
And that's why I say you have to start
You just
out
have
with
to be
having
careful.
that conversation with your children.
Right.
Start having those age-appropriate conversations, and I always say that. Have the age-appropriate conversations with your children so that they're aware, too. These kids are much smarter than we
Than we
think
give them
they
credit.
are.
Right.
They're very much focused, and they know. And like you said, because the internet has allowed them to go on and surf this and
Too much.
check it.
too much.
I pulled up something the other day, and the word that I pulled up was nothing. Should not have been connected with what came up. So my daughter happened to be standing there with me. So as I'm pulling up, I can't remember what I was pulling up. I was pulling up something for us to look at, and as I pulled it up, we get a man with penises and things. So I don't. You know. So my point is,
And see, that's what they do.
yeah, you could just
That's what
type
they
in
do.
TU or, you know, FU, and I'm not saying, you know,
Right.
you could just be typing in future and FU, and then it's going to bring up a whole lot of other things
Other stuff, exactly.
that
But you know,
are not good.
It's a lot of how can I say this? I'm trying to be nice this week.
No, don't be nice. Go ahead.
It's a lot of perverted people out
Very
here,
much.
and a lot of sick people that prey on children and the internet.
Yeah.
They prey that they specifically go to sites where young children are and things like that. And like the guy did my cousin. He lured her, you know, he found her on the internet, and he lured her that way. And she was complaining all the time about her mother gets on her nerve on social media. and everything. And you know, people, that's what they do. They look for vulnerable
Exactly.
people that are, you know, like in distress and have a lot of issues at home, and then they go in.
They dive in.
You know, and they tell them what they can do for them to make their life better, and you don't have to deal with that. I'll buy you this and I'll do that for you. And the kids, especially a child that's doesn't get any of that at home, attention, you know, new clothes when they want them and things like that. It doesn't take much for somebody like that to draw them in. So, you know, I'm not saying give your kids whatever they want.
No.
I'm just saying pay attention to them, and, you know, whether they like it or not, to their social media and what they're doing, you know, on there.
And it's no longer like the piece of candy. Remember they used to lure you in with a piece of candy or the puppy and things like that. It's so many different ways now. It's like you say,
now it's
they
some Jordans.
The job, it's the you know, you can make this kind of money to get what it is that
Yeah.
you want. It's it's the thing, if you have issues at home, you can always come and talk to me. I'll help you. And the next thing you know, you're in their house, you're in their basement, you're locked up, you don't know what to do. So communicate. Children need to communicate as well. But we as parents, as the adults, we have to dig in, because we've been down a lot of roads, and we know the twists and turns to a lot of things that they're not even aware of. They haven't even touched the surface. And I tell my children, you know, they'll say, "Mommy, how'd you know that?" Or, you know, to us, my husband, "How'd you know that?" We have lived.
Yeah, and my daughter, she's 20. My daughter's 24,
Right?
And she thinks she's smarter than me,
Right.
And I'm like, sweetie,
It's amazing.
No,
It's amazing how they
no,
think
boo.
that.
I mean, I understand you think I'm old, but old is a good thing. It's that means I'm wiser than you.
Exactly.
So pay attention and listen.
Exactly.
You don't know it all.
and again, we need to go back to the whole grandma, so to speak.
Right.
Watching the kids and watching the street and seeing who's what and seeing,
Right.
you know, if you didn't see that person, you've never seen that person on the street before, but all of a sudden
They're coming around
a lot more.
and watching the kids.
Yeah.
And looking and lurking and
Over at the swimming pools and
click clack. Say no.
looking at, you know, all that. You
Yeah,
know?
that'll be one of those moments, that click clack moment.
Yep, she'll be shut down, pretty much. You know, and it's and you all know. I mean, we're when it comes to the kids. I mean, we're on all levels of abuse,
Right.
but something about those children
Yeah.
will shut it down.
Let them
It
live.
will shut them down.
Let them live.
Let them live. Exactly. Let them
Right.
have their moment, because it's a different world. I mean, they can't even really go out and play like we used to play.
I know
down the
hopscotch and
street.
double dutch, and you know,
We could go down the street and not worry about
and have to be
anything.
in before the street
night
light
that
came
light.
on, and everything.
Yeah.
Now, shoot,
You can't even
you
go
can't even
down.
walk down the street during the broad daylight.
No, you can't.
Without getting
and it's
shot.
sad. Or
Well,
snatched.
Right. I wanted to shout out my T-shirt. I don't know if y'all can
yes,
see
yes,
it.
yes.
My Smile for Smiley T-shirt for
Yes.
Anana Gaskins, for my
Man.
girl, my sister Queen Affie, daughter who was killed a few weeks ago by her baby's father.
Yeah.
She was shot in the head and lost her life due to domestic violence, something that we fight for every day, her mother and I. And, you know, I just wanted to, I felt like wearing my Smile for Smiley shirt today to represent
Definitely.
for her.
Definitely.
She's gone, but she's still making a big difference.
Big
you know,
impact.
here, her death has had a big impact on this city, all across the country, actually, because they have a Smile for Smiley movement. It's called the Smile for Smiley Love Movement. You can go into Queen Affie's page or my page and find it. And she's made a big difference since her death. It's unfortunate that she died, and the way she died is so unfortunate because, like I said, her mother and I are out there pounding the pavement every day trying to end domestic violence, and for her to lose her daughter the way she did, it was tragic. And she left behind a 3-month-old baby, which, if you can see right here, this is
Beautiful little baby right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful little baby right there. And it's so sad. She'll never know her mom.
Yeah, but she has Queen, and Queen is a strong woman. I got to give her, as I always say, I've been saying it since this happened, I've never met anyone as strong as her. she has not skipped a beat since her daughter died. She has kept the movement going. She didn't pause, and I honestly don't think I could have done it. But you never know.
You never know.
You never
what
know
God,
what
will,
you can get through or whatever.
Yeah,
but that was a rough one.
As we said
rest in
before,
peace, Smiley, and
definitely.
God bless. Shout out to Queen Affy.
Definitely. And we've said this plenty of times before. When it comes to our children, we don't know what. We don't know
Right.
what will snap. We don't know how God will just bring us to where we thought we would go, and then bring us to a place of peace. But for us looking on the outside, it's a little rough when you have children of your own and you hear tragic stories like that. That's
Right.
just
Yeah.
not.
I definitely can honestly say that I don't think I would be as calm as her.
No.
I honestly
wouldn't.
think I probably would
Me and Joe.
have definitely shot up the block.
Okay.
No,
You heard it here. The different levels of abuse.
That was a joke.
That was a joke.
That was a joke. I
was a
wouldn't have
joke.
done that. I would have let the law handle it. Yeah. I would let the law handle it. Yep. But
Okay, well, I mean, like I said, we do not know what God will put in place for us to be able to handle those types of situations.
it would definitely take him.
It will take him to really
him.
stand.
Right. Like I said, she is just, oh my gosh, she's so strong. And I just look at her, I'm like, how do you do it? And she was like, God. She said, if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for God being in my life, trust me, it'd have been a whole other ball game.
A different look, because that's your child.
So she's a blessing, and so was her daughter. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's a hard one to deal with. I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to the children, there's a different piece of me, and I truly will go out of character when it comes to kids. I go out of character now when it comes to my children.
Right.
I go out of character for certain things, but I just, again, I want the parents, the adults, to start looking out for the children. This is another thing. About maybe 6 months ago, I was driving and I had the kids in the car, and I'm driving. And I saw this little girl. She had to be maybe about 10, and she's walking. She's walking by herself. She's walking alone, and it's a wooded area that she's walking by, and of course cars are coming back and forth. Charles Parkway, St. Charles Parkway. So cars are coming back and forth. But she's walking up near all the woods. And as I'm driving, I'm like, God, I need to stop. I should just stop. But there was so much traffic going back and forth. And I did not stop. But I tell you, I prayed for that little girl. Even though it was daylight, traffic, But my first thought was, why is this girl walking by herself?
Right.
And she's walking at a point where anyone could be in the woods and just snatch her, and no one, cars are just going back and forth. They're not looking over like, maybe someone would happen to pay attention. But I thought about that little girl, and I prayed for that little girl, and, obviously nothing happened. But I told the kids, I said, God, I should have just stopped. But then the flip side to me stopping is, you don't want to frighten children.
Right.
But I think if we start becoming more of a community that looks out for the kids, then they may not be as afraid.
Yeah. That her parents obviously allow her to walk alone, but they probably told her don't get in the car with somebody, a stranger, which is smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Never do that.
There's no way for her to know that you're a nice, kind person just trying to help her.
It's not.
So, I mean, I just would never allow my kids to walk anywhere by themselves, especially a girl.
No. And that's the thing. And at that particular age, she had to be around 10 years old. And I'm thinking, no.
It's a lot of latchkey children.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And you have to watch that, too, because people are watching. They know.
Yeah.
when your
They know.
children are home alone and things like that. And we have to, and now, and again, with the technology, what are they doing? Headphones. Then, the kids, they're not paying any attention. So, try to get some systems in your home where you can monitor them.
Yeah, they do
different
have
things.
that.
They
I
have
think that's
systems.
great. Yeah, they have some kind of what is it? The alarm company. Or
Yeah, a
something?
lot of the alarm
You
companies
can
now.
see everything that's going on inside
Right
your
on
house
your
when
phone.
your child comes in the house.
Yep.
You get it. You can see it on your phone or whatever. I think that's excellent.
That
and it's
is the
worth the
best
money,
thing.
however much it costs.
Yeah,
it's worth
it is. It's
to
worth
me.
it when you, especially as single parents, when you have to go out there and work and you're not home to meet the kids or whatever the
Right.
case is, or that you don't have anyone to meet the kids. I know we have a neighbor on the street, and her child comes home, and I mean, luckily, the people on the street are, we do look out for one
out for
another,
it,
so it would not be a problem. But it's just the fact that it's unfortunate. You have to work, so what do
Yeah.
you do? But you have to just start educating your children to let them know what's out here. Everybody's not friendly. Everybody's not nice. Whatever they offer you, I can give you. I may not give it to you in the time frame that they say they would, but with their time frame, it may be a consequence.
Exactly. Yeah, we were, I guess, considered latchkey kids
Yeah.
too. And mama tell us to just go straight in the house and don't
Lock
open
that
that
door.
door for nobody, whatever. But
It's
fortunately,
different times.
yeah, we nothing ever happened like that to us. But it's just times are so different, like you said now, and it's just it's really sad.
It's
I pray all the time for this generation because, we had it good.
we did, and it's almost. I'm not gonna say it's a lost generation, but it's a generation that thinks that they know everything, so they get trapped in the whole process of thinking. Since since they think they know everything, I don't have to listen to.
You don't have to listen to her, you, grandma,
have to
nobody,
listen
no
to grandma.
respect.
You
I'm
know.
telling you right now. I told y'all
There's
about
no respect.
the I think I told you about the Taco Bell.
Yes.
These kids, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get all set. We still talking about kids, but speaking of
Riri
children,
had a
that are
real
just
bad
don't
experience
have
at Taco
just
Bell.
Don't have any kind of respect for their elders.
Well, no, they're
whatsoever.
ready to challenge you.
Oh my gosh! At the drive-through, they going in on me. I wait in the drive-through for 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I couldn't back up because there's people behind me, so I'm mad. All I wanted was a taco.
That's all.
That's all.
She just came from
right.
work. She
I just
wanted
got off
a taco.
work. I
That's it.
hadn't eaten anything. I just wanted a taco. I get in. I pull up. I said, "Do you have the such and such salad, whatever?" And she said, "What?"
See, that right there is a problem for me. What? And
I said, "Excuse me, but
Yeah,
that's rude.
that's not good.
That's not a way to talk to people." What did you say? She just went, and I said, "Do you have some type of taco salad, right?" And she said, "Yeah, we have it. Really nasty." And I said, "Jesus,
breathe.
yeah." So I
Breathe.
finally, eventually got up to the window. I ordered my stuff, and she said, she was laughing. The girl was laughing at me, right? And I said, "What's funny?" I said, "You know what? You're very rude." I said, "Let me speak to your manager, as a matter of fact, because by this time I'm
Yeah, I don't even
I'm
want to talk to
livid
you. I
'cause
don't want to look at you.
Let me speak to your manager." She says, "He's busy."
Okay.
And I said, "Well, I'll sit here. I didn't wait for 45 minutes. I can wait. I'll hold your line up until he get unbusy." Because you done held me up all this time, so I'm going to hold the rest of your line up. So
All your
how
money
about
will be
when he get
behind me.
unbusy, let him know I'm sitting here waiting for him, because I ain't going nowhere till I talk to him. And she was like, because you ain't holding my line up. You going to move. She said to me, "Well, guess what? Since you want to be smart, I canceled your order."
Oh no! I just
said,
got
well,
off of work and I'm
I said,
hungry.
"Well, great, because now I'm going to get my food for free, and I'm going to sit here and wait, because I'm
And
not paying
hold
for
up
nothing,
the line,
and I'm
'cause
still
you won't
holding
get
the
any
line."
money.
Right. So there was a young guy. He was a nice, polite. It's still some good kids out there. He said, "Y'all are being rude to this lady, ma'am. Here, just let me take your money. I'll ring your stuff up." She started fighting the boy. She started fighting him in the drive-thru. I said, where did these kids come from?
See,
Like, seriously, it was an actual fight, and they were fighting, and the manager finally came, and he said, ma'am, he looked so drained. He said, ma'am, can I help you?
that's sad.
And I said, what is going on? Who trained these people? I said, did you train them? Because you need to either retrain them
Or fire them.
or fire them. Because I've been sitting in this line for 45 minutes. Then I get cursed out. My order gets canceled.
For my salad.
And everything. He said, ma'am, I just came back here to this store today. I'm so sorry. Just let me fix your food right now.
See,
Please, I apologize.
He was trying to make some,
Yeah, he was trying to fix
changes,
it.
fix the
Yeah,
store.
he's trying to fix the store, and it was his first day. He looked like he was just like done. And I mean, dealing with people. Why do you still have these people here? You know what I mean? Like with these attitudes, and they're dealing with the. And I'm sitting here. I said, Lord, this is a child. I said, no, Renee, don't call your daughters to come up here and wait for her after work. Because I'm an advocate against violence, so that wouldn't be good.
We're going
So
to
I
the
said,
high
you know what?
school schoolyard.
I prayed about it. That's what I did. And I got my food. I didn't even want the food by that time.
No,
I didn't even want it. But I took it for GP, and he gave it to me for free.
Yeah.
You know, and by the time I pulled up, they were outside. I guess he put them out or whatever. I don't know if he fired them or whatever, but they were out front. They might have been waiting for me to come around.
Get ready to do a schoolyard jump on Renee. Get ready to fight. We was getting ready to fight down there at the Taco
And you know
Bell.
what I did? See, the old me, the old me would have pulled up and been like, what? But see, I got grandkids. I'm
Different
not,
levels
no.
of abuse.
I'm not with none of that. I've never been a troublemaker, but I've been a finisher. So I'm not there anymore. I'm on a whole nother page. Peace and love. As Queen says, peace and love.
And this is so very true. And we need to go back to peace and love,
Right,
so that the kids
right.
understand. And we need to start. Some
Train
of the kids
them,
are
teach
really,
them.
They're just a little irritating because, like you said, they really are. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go ahead. Let me tell you something. The kids are very, very rude, very disrespectful. Some very
of them
rude,
are.
very disrespectful. They have no consideration, no concern. They could care less. The grandma,
Not even for elderly
the
people.
great grandma, they could care less. And I've said this before. We have elders in our family, and I'm talking elders in the family. We talked about this before. My children know when you see the elders. Now I'm talking to elders. Mm-hmm. Before you do anything else, you need to. Did you address them? Did you speak to them? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So once you do that, then we're good. Mm-hmm. You cannot walk past elders in front of me. Mm-hmm. But the kids today,
Please.
they will walk past you.
They'll curse in front of them.
Oh, cursing. Oh my God, they curse in front of you.
They'll curse at them.
All of that, and and it's almost like you can't really say anything to the children because as soon as you say something, you got to get ready to put the Vaseline on your tennis shoes because you're getting ready to fight. I'm gonna tell you what, you're gonna fight somebody. You either gonna fight the person that said it, or you getting ready to fight their sister, their mama, their aunt, the grandmama,
And then you see exactly where. Then you see exactly where. You see exactly where they get it from because it comes from home. Because my kids know it's yes ma'am, and they grown 30, 29, and 24.
Poor
They still
kids.
yes ma'am.
They kids.
Yes sir.
These are grown kids.
Yeah, grown ups. That's how they're supposed to be.
I know.
I don't care if you 50. You know how you were
Riri don't
raised.
play.
No.
No.
That's how I was raised.
Right,
in that look.
exactly. And then we
And
need
that's
to go
how
back to that.
my kids are.
We need to go back to
I think that was the last generation of kids that had manners.
Mannerisms are gone. It's only a select few.
Yeah, it's some. I'm not going to
that
say
have
there's none because there are
There
some.
are some kids that are very
but it's just
mannerable.
really sad. We need to pray for the children.
But the sad
too.
part is, it's you almost going to shop. When a child comes to you with manners, it's almost you going to shock. Where in our generation, that was just the norm.
Right,
So
that was
it
the
wasn't
norm.
anything out of place. But now, you almost go into shock when
Like,
a
oh my
child
God,
says,
you
yes,
just like in
ma'am.
awe. Like, oh my God, did he say?
Ooh,
Yes, ma'am.
oh my God.
Wow.
So I mean,
Yeah, it's such great
sad.
manners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really sad.
It is. It is.
To know that. But like I say, I really hope that we open up these lines of communication, and when it comes to the children, definitely keep an eye on your children. And like I said, we'll be talking about this throughout the year, with the whole trafficking thing, so that you're more aware of what's going on
Right.
and what's surrounded by that. And I know, and I didn't get a chance to put the numbers up, but one of the numbers to report human trafficking is 1-866-347-2423, and that's 1-866-347-2423 if you suspect that that's going on. There's also a resource center, which is 1-888-373-7888. Again, that's 1-888-373-7888 if you need resources and some type of help
Right.
with that.
And you know what? I recall seeing on the news, like, it's been several police officers here in D.C. that were arrested for child trafficking as well. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to pull that information up, but I do remember seeing that on the news. So it's not, it's the
Matter of
people
fact,
that,
there was one,
the people that are supposed to be protecting us are involved
in Charles County.
Charles County and here too, in DC.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a lot. It's going on everywhere, and it's not just in other countries. It's definitely
not.
here,
And that's a myth
hard
that
and
it's
heavy.
in different countries, because
It's
it's
just
not just
not-
in different countries.
yeah.
It's here, right in
It's here, and
our yard.
Right. It's just not being talked about as much as it is in other countries, but it's definitely something we need to continue to talk about, just like domestic violence, sexual assault, and every other type
every
of
level
abuse.
of abuse. And
Right.
and this is the thing, because we've all had our conversations about it.
Right.
And how in growing up, everything was pushed under the rug and you couldn't talk about it.
Right.
This has to stop. We have to start opening up those doors and communicating it piece by piece, however you want to do it, age appropriate, however you need to do it. But it needs to be talked about, and it needs to be talked about just as regular as you would talk about anything else. It's a disease, it's an issue, it's a problem, and we need to try to conquer it, and we need to get it out there as much as possible.
So people feel comfortable talking about it. I feel proud that I am the one in my whole family that broke the chain, as far as the abuse was concerned, all of the molestation and everything that was going on in my family.
Right.
And I don't, like I said before, I'm not a fan of the family, but it's okay because I broke that chain and
Right.
I spoke out and put an end to
Right.
all the nonsense. And I put people on Front Street that were doing it and everything else, because it has to start somewhere. I mean, for, many years I carried it, and a lot of other family members I found out carried it. So we have to talk about these things. Don't keep it. It's no more brushing it under the rug, and what happens in the house stays in the house and all that. That's dead. We can't do that anymore. We have to talk about it so we can help these kids, because I don't want any child to suffer the way I did as a
Right.
child. That's why I do what I do, because I'm transparent about everything. I
Yes,
want
she
them,
is.
I want them to know, what the signs are, everything. And I want the parents to pay attention, because nobody paid attention to me. And that's why these things happened to me, because there was no one paying attention. And that's the key to human trafficking, to sexual assault, to all of these things.
Right.
Is us as parents paying attention to our children.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line.
And I and it's funny, because even with my situation with the sexual assault, and I look back at some of my family members, I think we had like Medeas in the family way before Tyler Perry came out with Medea.
Right.
And the Medeas in our family were those ones who were cursed all day, every day. Curse, just
my
curse
aunt.
constantly. And as kids, you're like, okay, but we knew not to repeat what they said.
Right. We might sneak and do it.
But you got the message through, and I mean, it's kind of double-edged sword. Because, it's like you get the message through them cursing, but you prefer it not to be the way.
Right.
But you got that message. And in our family, they did a lot of that. I had one aunt that but I say it like this, with the cursing and the go get the switch.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, and it
Ooh,
came.
and you had to pick out.
You had to pick out the thing.
You had the
couldn't
choice
get that
of
little.
picking your switch.
Yeah, you couldn't. You couldn't come back with that one that was just like a little soft switch.
And
just go like this.
But wait.
No, you had to go back out and get that one that was gonna put those.
Oh no, you got to go get a better one than that, boo. Look, and wait a minute. How
They
about?
should have all been in check.
Right. How about when you had the choice of the belt or the switch, and I choose the belt, and my cousin chose the switch, and she got beat with the switch first, and my aunt beat me for an hour with the belt. I'm like, I should have chose the switch.
They should all be locked up right now.
Exactly.
But the difference is, and I truly believe the difference is, even though they did that, they did the cursing and the switches and the belts.
Right.
They in turn, after they did that, we got the nurturing and the love.
Right.
So we were.
Right.
It was like balanced out. Okay, but after they said what they said and they did what they did for our punishment, they came back and they talked to us and they gave us the love and they gave us the nurturing so that we knew what was right and what was wrong.
It was kind of confusing.
Now it's just
you beat me and then you want to talk to me later.
yeah,
though,
it's like now it's like.
No,
hey.
now, but I appreciate it. I appreciate
I
everything.
appreciate
I
every
appreciate the
spanking.
beatings. I appreciate all of that because it made me the person that I am
Exactly.
today.
That's why we're so
that's
strong to
right.
be able to have dealt with these abuses
Right.
that we've dealt with and been able to come out of it the way that we have come out
So
of it.
that's the solution. Parents need to start beating their kids again. That's why these kids are cursing us out.
No, I didn't say that.
Go get your switches.
I did not say that. But I will say you have to let the children know who's in
Discipline
charge.
them. You don't have to
Let
beat
them know.
But discipline them. I can't figure out how to discipline them. Oh, my daughter puts my grandkids in the corner. She give them time out. But see, that wouldn't work for my son
kids,
and people like that. What?
It works for some kids.
Time out. My son done looked at me like at 5. He done looked at me like, what?
They be counting down 5, 4, 3. Okay, we're done. Okay, I'm back to acting up. But it works for some children, and some children it doesn't. It's just it's all in how you do it. But again, I will say, communicate with your children. Communication is the key.
Definitely.
Keep
Pay
eyes,
attention.
pay attention to your children.
Right.
Know what's going on.
Go through their stuff. It's not an invasion of privacy as long as they're living under your roof.
Not at all.
It's
And
not an
paying their
invasion because
bills.
that's how, as long as you're paying their bills, you don't have, forget all that. If they're upset and all that, they'll get over it. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you have nothing to be upset about.
No.
So just let me look at your Instagram inbox.
So that the path that I'm trying to get you to,
Right. You don't.
we've already been.
Right.
So we're trying to make sure that your path is a little smoother, a little easier,
Right.
and makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
So with that, another good show.
Yes.
We love you all. We will see you next.
Rest in peace,
next week.
Nana. Love you, Queen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, I said it. My whole life strange. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. I am. Yes, I said it, and I meant it. And my world has changed. I was poor from a dark, dark side, but now I can see again. You reached down when I needed you most. Oh, and you kept me close. Yes, I said it. My whole life has changed. Oh, yeah. No more heartache or pain. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. My whole life has changed. I am complete. No more heartache or pain. I am complete.
No longer scared to face the world with my scars out and proud. Never again will I let something hold me down. I am complete. Thanks to the help I got when I kneel down on one knee. I learned the road of life is filled with twists and turns, and if you play with fire, you will get burned. But that road I traveled and that burn I suffered, but in the end it made me tougher. Lord knows I wanted to quit and just end it all, but He told me, son, this is not where you fall, this is where you stand tall.
When I was in need, oh, you saved me. Yes, I said it. When I was troubled, and I meant it. My whole life has changed.